All right, welcome back. Dayton Voss in for Groove Dog Industries. We got a fantastic video for you today. We did indeed go to the Rattlesnake Roundup as promised. Not just a Rattlesnake Roundup, the largest in the country. They're in Sweetwater, Texas. We took off Sunday, March 12th. Got there pretty much right when they opened, which maybe we shouldn't have did. We should have waited. Maybe should have gone Saturday. This was my birthday trip, and we were a little tired. Birthday being set, Friday, March 10th. So anyway, got there Sunday, little early. I think a lot of people might have still been in church, hadn't got there yet. The reason I say this is because this is the first time I had been to the Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup. I also went in 1984, and somehow things changed over 40 years or 39 years, but it was a little bit different. And I think that there would, well, as I recall, when I was 19 years old, there was a lot more snakes back then. But it was sad. We were there for the whole week, and I actually worked there for a guy that used to sell T-shirts, and it was a lot of fun. But we had a great time this time as well. Like I said, we took off from Abilene and headed over to Sweetwater, which is only about a little more than an hour away, and showed up at the Rattlesnake Roundup because my wife, of course, had never been, and she was like, "Why do you want to do that for your birthday?" Well, because I hadn't done it in 39 years. So I did bring my pin from Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup in 1984, thinking maybe I'd get a discount on parking or something, but they just laughed and threw rocks at me. So that didn't happen. No discount on parking or whatever at all whatsoever. So a lot of you may be asking, what the heck is a rattlesnake roundup? What does that even mean? Well, there's all sorts of different explanations for it. Pete will give you one, and you probably won't like it because they're rattlesnakes. For heaven's sakes, we need to get rid of as many as we can. And it's Texas, and I understand that people, in Illinois probably don't have that problem with rattlesnakes, so they don't understand what we're up against here. But rattlesnakes are a nuisance, and they can kill you. So people, and it's Texas, so we have weird ways of dealing with stuff like that. But anyway, the Wikipedia, and you need to always consult those guys when you're trying to figure out what something is. But the Wikipedia definition for a roundup, rattlesnake roundups, are also known as rattlesnake rodeos, and they're annual events common in the rural Midwest and southern United States. That's true. There's more than just the Sweetwater, but Sweetwater just happens to be the biggest. I've also been in one in Freer, Texas. That too was in 1984. And the things that I witnessed in Freer, Texas at the Rattlesnake Roundup in 1984 probably couldn't be put on YouTube today. It was, I'm still trying to get over it 39 years later. That's how whacked out it was. I have no idea what the Freer Rattlesnake Roundup is like today, but in 1984, woohoo, it was crazy. And I saw videos from 1985 that were downright scary. But back to what a rattlesnake roundup is. The primary attractions are captured wild rattlesnakes, which are sold, displayed, killed for food, or animal products such as snakeskin, or the rattlesnake gallbladder, which way back in 1984 at Freer, I learned that they would dehydrate the rattlesnake gallbladder and pound it into a powder and send it over to China as an aphrodisiac. Yeah. But they do sell rattlesnake to eat, and we didn't eat any. Last time I ate some, it was not good. People say it tastes like chicken, but unless your chicken was really, really gamey, it would be like eating a chicken thigh. It was, as I recall, it was fairly greasy and not very good at all. But anyway, that's what a rattlesnake roundup is, where they just basically are doing crazy things with rattlesnakes, and people enjoy the heck out of it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's a lot of fun. The first time I did go in 1984, the pit of rattlesnakes, which we're going to show you here in just a minute, it seemed to me like it was knee deep. Now I know everything's bigger when you're a kid, but 19, not really a kid. But the pit of rattlesnakes that we will show you, it just seemed like it was a lot deeper. And I remember having dreams forever. Also, way back when, the spectators could get in and milk the rattlesnake. And I'll explain what all that is too here in just a minute. But I don't think they let spectators in there and milk rattlesnakes anymore. I think that has a lot to do with probably lawsuits and things like that. But who knows? Anyway, here's a couple of videos to get us started on this thing and a few pictures, and I'll come back and explain what the heck you just saw in just a minute. Just a few snakes.
Not too bad.
In a large pen.
A little warm. That's about it. I loaded some of our smaller ones up to get them out of here. And as they get done in milking, I'll send some more out.
I don't know what he's doing.
So what I was doing is also lifting the smaller ones and stirring them. Get the ones from the bottom back to the top because they'll lay there and get suffocated. So we don't want them to die in this pit. We want them to make it to milk in, we start getting it.
There's the big pit that scared me so bad so many years ago. But as you can see, they have buckets and buckets of snakes. And when you got that many snakes, you may as well milk them. So let's head over to the milking pit and show you what a bunch of psychos do with rattlesnakes. Because, I mean, what the heck else would you do?
How high up can you go straight? Well, if you're walking in the woods.
That's where he was giving his out. Yeah, take a picture.
If it's a good sized snake, yeah, you can come up pretty high.
Hey, so that you touch the snake.
They're cool, aren't they?
Yeah, I've already touched the snake. I wonder what happens if you go out. Oh, crap.
You're welcome.
Now, a lot of you may be asking, and rightfully so, why in the heck would anybody ever want to milk a rattlesnake? Well, what they're doing is they're getting the venom out of the rattlesnake so that they can make an anti-venom. If you get bit by one of these things, you're going to be glad that some fool took the time to milk them. And basically what they're doing is hanging their fangs over a jug or a funnel or whatever, pressing down on them, and it hits the bag of venom and it makes it come out the teeth, and so they can gather it and make a venom. And as you can see, it's a well-attended event. It is a family event. You can feel safe taking the kids there. There's a gun show next door. There's plenty of food outside, vendors out there to eat if that's what you're there for. Of course, there's always funnel cake. What would a festival or a rattlesnake roundup be without funnel cake? You gotta have that. But if you ever wanted more information, look up the Sweetwater JCs in Sweetwater, Texas. This event goes down the first part of March every year. And of course, it is the biggest one. There's rattlesnake roundups all. I've seen them, signs for one even out in Georgia. So it's a fun thing to do. It will give you bad dreams, but that's on you. And because it is a festival-like atmosphere, there is no shortage of stuff to buy. You can buy knives, holsters, rattlesnake heads, freeze-dried snakes, taxidermied snakes. There's no end to the stuff that they have for sale in there in terms of rattlesnake-related paraphernalia. You'll find it there at the Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup. I promise you. It may not be anywhere else, but it'll be there. I don't know that this dude will sell you his hat. He seemed to be rather proud of it. I can see why. It looks like it probably took forever to put that ensemble together. And then, of course, there's the weird stuff. It is a rattlesnake roundup. I don't know why the guy thought it was necessary to put the sign on there suggesting you not touch. It really never crossed my mind to touch that, but there he was. There it was. And that's, yes, a monkey on a leash. Where else but at a rattlesnake roundup? And if that's not enough for you, there's a giant indoor flea market right next door with all the plastic crap from China you could ever ask for. And there's a little something for everybody at Sweetwater. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that. That's going to do it for us on this one. The Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup was a fun time, even though it was 39 years since I'd been there last. We just went to San Angelo, Texas last weekend, and it was a heck of a time. I never knew San Angelo had that much going. It's going to be an interesting video that I will try to put out here in the next couple of days. So, like I said, I greatly appreciate you guys being here. I know my videos are kind of amateurish because I am, but if you wouldn't mind subscribing and sharing the video, even if you know the other person is not going to watch, just do it out of the kindness of your heart. I really need that to happen. But this is Dayton Voss, the original Groove Dog, reminding you that this is the day the Lord has made. So why don't you find a way to rejoice and be glad in it?